They said they've never seen it like this.
Flood swallowed neighboring homes after almost 15 inches of rain caused Lake Bonham to overflow. And on Saturday morning, homeowners in this neighborhood returned to see just how bad the damages were.
I feel very fortunate that I'm out of the water, but a lot of our neighbors will have to redo the bottom part of their houses.
Some will be able to recover from the floods, but for a homeowner living across the street, a redo just isn't possible.
We've lost everything. There's no way. It's up the walls, like I said. It's just that house is gone.
Gina Bullock says she returned Sunday morning to find her home surrounded with water deep enough to cover her chest.
It's about chest deep getting to the house, but inside the house it's about waist deep.
Swimming through the now submerged property, Gina says she looked to salvage anything she could.
You just try to grab them up so you'll have something to hold on to that when the days get real bad, you can go back through.
And while she's lost the place she calls home, Gina says she's just happy everyone is safe.
We just need to continue to give God the glory that we've all gotten out safe. We're safe and here to help each other.
Reporting in Bonham, Chris Stum, K10 News.
It is with great pleasure that I am here to announce that Lake Fannin, the 2,025 acres, is coming back to y'all.
Fannin County celebrating as they learn they're one step closer to getting ownership of Lake Fannin.
It really feels good when you work on something for a long time and you work on it as a team and you're able to pull it off.
A conveyance bill signed by President Trump last week makes it possible for the county to begin a survey of the 2,025-acre property and then put in an offer to the U.S. Forest Service.
When they are ready, they basically sign a letter to Secretary of Agriculture saying we are ready to receive this land, and here is the payment based upon the fair market value appraisal that was called for in the legislation.
According to Baker, the county has up to 6 months to make an offer. But in the meantime, there's other work to be done.
We've been out in the last month or so doing cleanup, and a lot of the things are in good shape, and I'm very optimistic that a little more hard work will continue to make Lake Fannin a reality.
So when the property is finally returned to the hardworking citizens of Fannin County, they'll have something to be proud of.
And we hope to return it to look like it used to in the 1950s.
In Fannin County, Chris Stum, K10 News.
I think what you're seeing with such high numbers is that, yeah, it's a midterm election, but it's got the feel of a presidential election.
In Grayson County, more than 4,100 voters line up early to cast their vote.
I came to vote, and I was so amazed at all the people here.
Some saying it's more important to vote now than ever before.
This climate that we're in right now, there's a lot of people that are upset with the way the country is. There's a lot of people that are happy the way that the country is going.
I believe this is the most important election I have ever voted in, and I've been voting a very long time.
The reasoning? Experts say more people are getting excited about politics.
Well, I think the increase you're seeing right now really does come down to the president. He's a very polarizing figure. Whether you like the guy or you don't like the guy, he gets you excited about politics.
According to Hamilton, the excitement has caused more people to want to share their voice, and it's reinforced by record-breaking amounts of voters from the first day.
We had a little over 4,100 people vote in person in Grayson County at our 5 different sites.
But that's just in one county. Statewide, voters are getting out early in support of their candidates.
I'd venture to guess the highest turnout for a single day of early voting that we've ever had in Grayson County. And we've seen that throughout with reports throughout the state also.
In Grayson County, Chris Stum, ABC 10 First News.
We do have a high animal population in Denison.
In 2018, a study done by the city of Denison revealed there were more than 1,500 animals taken into shelters. A growing issue Denison is trying to correct.
So we did feel the need to add ordinances to responsibly control the pet population.
In January, the city proposed a new ordinance to the city council. Attached was a provision that would have required pet owners of impounded animals to provide proof their furry friends had been sterilized. But that was struck down by the council.
There wasn't an appeal process that the council was happy with.
At Monday night's council meeting, a new version of the spay-neuter ordinance was put before the council. This time, it passed. including an appeal process and requiring sterilization only after pets are impounded more than once.
The appeal process for the new proposal that was passed still includes the purebred animals with a registered pedigree, but we also included appeals for the animal's health or their age.
Denison Animal Welfare Group President Stephanie Phillips says by passing the ordinance, it should help reduce the amount of impounded or rescued dogs and save the shelter's money.
Spay-neuter is the first step. We don't want to make things more difficult for anyone. We just want to try and slow down the flow of unwanted pets.
In Denison, Chris Stum, K10 News.
Our issue is how do we provide more space?
In the last 4 years, Denison ISD Superintendent Henry Scott says they've added at least 100 new students every year, much of it happening in elementary schools. Now that growth has led to overcrowded classrooms at Hyde Park Elementary.
We are using every available classroom at this time. We don't have any empty spaces.
By not having space, Kai says it puts her in a predicament, having to find a place to put the students during the middle of the year.
We can always offer them the option of attending third grade at another campus nearby where they have more room.
Dr. Scott says there are a few ways to fix the problem, but each of them require approval from the school board.
And the board has to determine a direction. And of course they'll listen to the community on how to go about doing that. Add on to schools, build a new school, whatever, but there's lots of options available.
And regardless of what the board decides, Kai says she hopes a solution will come sooner rather than later.
We're all in this together and we're just doing the best we can at this time.
In Denison, Chris Stum, K10 News.
It gives us the opportunity to be able to serve the veterans, serve our active duty military, those who serve us way more than we could ever serve them with a haircut.
At Bro's House of Fades, it's not uncommon to see a few veterans walk in for a haircut. But what is unusual is seeing the barbershop open on a Sunday.
We felt it was necessary to come up here because a Sunday, a day off, that is no comparison to the sacrifices that these men and women have made.
On Veterans Day, Carlos Diaz and his employees at Bro's House of Fades sacrificed a little bit of their time to give free haircuts to active military members and veterans.
It's nice to get that stuff, nice to feel appreciated for what we did for our country.
I thank these guys for doing it because it gives me a break for not having to pay as much money a month for haircuts, and I really thank them for that.
While providing free haircuts is just one small gesture to show his gratitude, Diaz says it provides a purpose worth looking forward to every year.
If I can pay some type of tribute to those who have paid that fee, I feel that's where, as a barber and as a barber shop, we can serve our purpose to those who have served us.
In Sherman, Chris Stum, K10 News.